Hey, warriors. Sometimes I feel like I'm on repeat. Anyways, I want to talk about something that I've been seeing more and more lately. And it just doesn't spit. It doesn't spit. Doesn't sit right with my spirit. Everybody's becoming something. You know, and not that there's anything necessarily wrong with it, but I think it might give a false sense of entitlement. Everybody's becoming a chosen one, a master, a dark empath, some type of divine being. Which, whatever. But at the same time, I don't know. It might sound empowering at first, right? But I want to ask you one honest question. Is a title really helping, your growth? You know, or is it just giving your ego another thing to hold on to, right? Because real spiritual awakening doesn't usually come with a name tag. You know what I mean? Um, the truth about growth is messy. It's not glamorous. I've said this a million times. It's not aesthetic. It's not trending. Oh, I'm a mess. Um, but most of the time, it looks like crying in the bathroom alone. And I'm not saying that it can't be mystical. You know what I mean? I just don't want to lead somebody down a path of thinking that this is what it is all the time. Do you know what I mean? Um, but it's questioning everything you thought you knew, which can be fucked up. Really, you know? It's unlearning your own patterns, catching yourself in your own projections, healing generational wounds, which can be devastating, you know, sitting with the uncomfortable truths and doesn't feel, that part of it doesn't feel powerful, not in the midst of it. You know what I mean? Maybe later on when it's healed. Um, but then, it feels humbling. And most people don't want to sit in that, you know? So instead they search for a title. These are the people that I am trying to get you not, and I'm not in, you know what, a lot of these people with titles, I'm not saying that their content isn't informational. It's not helpful, because it is, as long as you realize that that title part is bullshit. Plain and simple, it's just bullshit. Okay? I mean, there's dangers to it. Really, there is. Here's what nobody talks about. A title can become a ceiling, right? I mean, it can become a lot of things, but that's one of the things that I'm worried about for other people. Um, because once you've decided that I am this, you know, I am higher than that. I have achieved this level. You stop learning. And that's what I don't want people to do. You stop listening, you stop questioning yourself, And the moment you think that there's no growth left for you, that's the moment you've stopped your own evolution. In real spirituality, the wisest people in the room still see themselves as students. Some of the advice out there is good, like I was saying. A lot of it even comes from a genuine place. It really does. But when it starts creating hierarchy, when it starts creating spiritual celebrity, When it starts creating the idea that some people are more chosen than others, that's not awakening. That's just fucking retarded. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's just fucking stupid. But, when you're in the midst of these things, seeing those kind of things can seem empowering. It can seem, you know what I mean? When you're not focused on what I'm sitting here focused on right now, which is the fact that it's just fucking dumb, you might not see it like that. You might think, wow, that's really empowering to feel the way that person feels. Yeah, maybe for a minute. I don't know. But like I said, that's not awakening. That's separation is what it is. Not everything that shines is sacred, and not everything that feels empowering is actually leading you forward. I don't know. I don't know. I've witnessed real pain, heavy fucking heartbreaking loss. And let me tell you, in those moments, nobody cares who's a whatever. Some of these names are absolutely just so stupid. I mean, but honestly, when you're in the middle of that type of pain, nobody gives a shit, who's ascended. Nobody cares what title you walk under, okay? What matters is who can sit with, in the dark with you. Who can remain grounded, who can love without needing recognition. Those are the real healers. I don't know. So if you need a sign today, let this be it. You don't need a label. You don't need to be chosen. You don't need a spiritual title. You are becoming, and that is enough. The real power is not naming who you are. And whatever, give yourself whatever name, as long as you realize that this is not what is needed. It is not what is important. Okay? That's all I'm saying. It's in continuing, to become. The real strength is quiet, is all I'm saying. Legends. I love you so much.